I used to pay someone $5,000 a month to do market research. 50 hours of work. Reports, spreadsheets, competitor analysis, trend summaries. Last month, I replaced all of it with one prompt. And the output was better. I'm going to give you that exact prompt, explain why it works, and show you how to modify it for any business. No fluff, no hype, just the engineering. Let's break it down. The problem with most prompts. Before I give you the prompt, you need to understand why yours aren't working. 90% of people use AI like a search engine. Tell me about market trends in AI. That's not a prompt. That's a vague question you'd ask a stranger at a conference. And you get a vague answer back. The reason most AI outputs feel generic is because the input was generic. Garbage in, garbage out. That hasn't changed since the first computer was built. A good prompt has 5 components. I call them the 5 layers. And when you stack all 5, the output goes from pretty good to, I can't believe a machine wrote this. Layer 1. Role assignment. The first layer is telling the AI who it is. Not what to do, who to be. You are a senior market research analyst at McKinsey with 15 years of experience in technology sector analysis. That single sentence changes everything. The AI now has a frame of reference. It knows the vocabulary to use, the depth of analysis expected, and the format that a McKinsey analyst would deliver. Without a role, the AI defaults to helpful assistant. That's the equivalent of hiring an intern and hoping they figure it out. You wouldn't do that with a human. Don't do it with AI. Layer 2. Context injection. Layer 2 is giving the AI everything it needs to know about your specific situation. This is where most people stop too early. My company sells B2B SaaS for healthcare compliance. We have 300 customers, 12 million in ARR, and we're evaluating expansion into the insurance vertical. Now the AI isn't guessing. It has your numbers, your market, your current position. The output will be specific to you, not a generic template that could apply to any company. The more context you give, the more specific the output. There is no such thing as too much context. I've given AI models 2,000 words of context and gotten outputs that made my actual analysts uncomfortable with how good they were. Layer 3. Task specification. This is the what, and it needs to be surgically precise. Not analyze the market. That's useless. Instead, produce a competitive landscape analysis covering the top 7 competitors in healthcare compliance SaaS, including their pricing models, key features, recent funding rounds, and strategic positioning. Rank them by threat level to our expansion into insurance. See the difference? Every word in that instruction narrows the output. Pricing models, key features, funding rounds, strategic positioning, threat ranking. The AI knows exactly what columns to fill. Layer 4. Format control. Layer 4 tells the AI how to deliver. This is the one everyone forgets. Present findings in a structured report with an executive summary of no more than 200 words, followed by individual competitor profiles in table format, followed by a strategic recommendation section with 3 prioritized actions. Without format control, you get a wall of text. With it, you get a document you can hand directly to your CEO. The difference between a $5,000 deliverable and a ChatGPT copy-paste is almost always formatting. Layer 5. Constraint and quality gates. The final layer is telling the AI what not to do. Constraints are where the magic lives. Do not include generic advice. Every recommendation must be specific to our $12 million ARR position and 300 customer base. Do not speculate on competitors without citing observable evidence such as public pricing pages, press releases, or Crunchbase data. If information is unavailable, state that explicitly rather than guessing. These constraints force the AI to be honest, specific, and rigorous. Without them, AI loves to make things up. It'll confidently tell you a competitor raised $50 million when they actually raised 5. Constraints are your quality control. The full prompt. Now let me stack all 5 layers into the actual prompt I use. You are a senior market research analyst at McKinsey with 15 years of experience in technology sector analysis. My company sells B2B SaaS for healthcare compliance. We have 300 customers, 12 million in ARR, and we're evaluating expansion into the insurance vertical. Produce a competitive landscape analysis covering the top 7 competitors in healthcare compliance SaaS, including their pricing models, key features, recent funding rounds, and strategic positioning. Rank them by threat level to our expansion into insurance. Present findings in a structured report with an executive summary of no more than 200 words, followed by individual competitor profiles in table format, followed by a strategic recommendation section with 3 prioritized actions. Do not include generic advice. Every recommendation must be specific to our position. Do not speculate without citing observable evidence. If information is unavailable, state that explicitly. That's it. Role, context, task, format, constraints, 5 layers, 1 prompt, and the output is a report that would take a human analyst 2 to 3 weeks to produce. How to modify this for anything. The framework works for any domain. Swap out the role, change the context, adjust the task. Need a legal review? Role, senior corporate attorney. Context, your contract details. Task, identify risks and suggest revisions. Format, numbered list with severity ratings. Constraints, cite specific clauses, no generic legal advice. Need content strategy? Role, head of content at HubSpot. Context, your niche and audience. Task, produce a 90-day content calendar. Format, table with dates, topics, formats, and distribution channels. Constraints, every topic must map to a keyword with measurable search volume. The 5 layers work everywhere because they mirror how you'd brief an actual expert. You wouldn't walk into McKinsey and say, "Tell me about markets." You'd give them your situation, your question, your format preference, and your quality standards. Treat AI the same way. Brief it like a professional. Get professional output. The takeaway: 1 prompt, 5 layers. Role, context, task, format, constraints. This framework replaced a $5,000 monthly expense with a 5-minute process. Not because AI is smarter than humans, because most humans don't know how to ask. Now you do. Subscribe to Prompt Dissect. We engineer intelligence.